Hello, welcome to Cable Plus Property, the #1 online educative platform on all issues related to land and landed properties. At Cable Plus Property, our aim is to ensure that Nigerians and non-Nigerians have at the tip of their fingers all information related to land acquisition, land procurement, planning, and documentation of landed properties. In this video, I'll be talking to another erudite scholar in the built environment, town planner Moses Ogunleye. He's a fellow of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners, a fellow of the Leadership for Environment and Development International, UK, a Rockefeller Foundation initiative. He's also a member of the Nigerian Institute of Management. He's a past president of Association of Town Planning Consultants of Nigeria. He is a past chairman of the Lagos State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners. He's an adjunct lecturer at the University of Lagos and Lagos State University. He's the managing director of MOA Planners Limited, a firm of consulting urban and regional planners, as well as Beachland Resources Limited, a research and management organization. Join me as I speak with town planner Moses Ogunleye, and this is Cable Plus Property. Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure having you at Cable Plus Property.
Good morning. Nice to be with you.
So let's start with the talk. The audience would like to know, what is a setback and airspaces, and of what importance are they?
Well, as the name connotes, setback, it means you leave a space, you set it back from a point. And airspaces, there's a space that allows air to move. And that's what literally. But in planning, when we say setback, the whole idea is to make sure there's a breathing space for a building or for a structure. You don't build to a point. Move a building or a structure away from a defined point so that you can use that space you refer to as setback or air spaces for so many things. For air, not how air will flow. It's more than that. If you set back, if you put a building away from a particular point, number one, you provided a space for you to move around that building within your own space. And the setback will be in the front, at the rear, and all sides. Now, many people have automobiles, you have your vehicles. That's part of the thing you can use your setback for. You can plant it. You know, if you have good setback, you plant, there will be trees, there will be grasses, you can landscape. I know a lot of people now want to have water fountain in their houses. If you are not even rich to have a fountain, children can play there. There's no law that says you must have 100 by 80 meters on the field to play football. The kids will have a place to recreate. When you have a December party, you don't need to stay on the road, or even a party during Ilea, you stay there and enjoy yourself. So it has so many advantages, and it allows our building to stand. You have some orderliness. You know, buildings maintain some spaces. If there's an emergency, if there's a fire, because my building maintains some distances from yours, it won't get to the next building quickly as it would have happened. And that is why when there is a fire incident in some markets in Nigeria, one building will be touching another, and the fire will ravage everywhere. But if there is a proper setback that is adequate, it shouldn't touch all the buildings before rescue comes and the fire is quenched. So really, it has a lot of advantages.
So in a layman's language, would you say setback is the compound in the building?
So the space between your own land and your building. You know what you put. Imagine if you build everywhere, and at the back of your house, you can't even put anything there. Where do you even spread your cloth? Your cloth line can be within that setback. I know people put their clothes on the fences of somebody's property, but if you leave enough setback at the back or at the sides, put your cloth line there, nothing happens. People can even run around the building. You open your window, enough air comes to your building because you have good setback. So go to some parts of our cities, very dense area. There are problems even when it is cold because the buildings are too close and there is no setback that is appropriate.
The scarcity of land in Lagos necessitated the erection of buildings under the high tension line. Now, from the planning point of view, what do you think that land under high tension line can be used for?
Well, really, that a land is under a high tension wire. It limits the use of that land. And I get amazed when I see people putting up structures under such under that line. The law outlaws it. It's interesting. The law says you can't do that. But because we are urban planners, I believe there should be other uses that you can do. You could do farming. You plant there and you move on. You could do a plantation. You know, that's what we call plantation. You plant trees because you want economic trees, and there are many of them. But then you could just leave them as green for beauty, for us to see. They enhance the value of the city when you move around at a length of 5-10 kilometers. And what you see are just greens. They even elongate our life. They give you some level of satisfaction. But because there is so much demand for land in a place like Lagos, if you look at the history of those power lines, they were very far from the built-up part of the cities many years back. But today, our development has moved to where they are. In fact, now they are right within the city or within the town. Lagos, Ibadan, yes. Some part of Enugu, yes. These are places where I've seen. Some part of Abeokuta, yes. But Lagos, because of that very rapid expansion, almost all the power lines, you know, they have been built up. It's risky, it's dangerous, it's an unsafe act. We should just, and it will be very, very difficult for planners to say at this point, we should be moving people away.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, what do you think can be done, seeing that it's a very risky situation?
There are many things that can be done, but you look at it from all angles, from physical, from social, from economic perspective. Alternative A is to tell everybody to leave. Okay. Just leave as if they will leave. But if you ask them to leave, you must provide them an alternative place. You could be very, very formal with the law and say, the law says you can't be there. No permit, you don't have approval to build your structure there. So no permit, move away. We don't know you. But because they are citizens that need to be protected, that cannot just happen. Then we can look at them we can grade them or classify them. Those who are directly under it, those one government may not have a choice, ask them to move. Those who are a little bit far, you are within the setback, we go back to our word setback. Government can ask them to do some planning work around them. I know some people are rightly under it. I don't know how people got to that point. We know we are problem with lands, but not to risk our life to the extent that we live under that kind of a danger. It's like putting a danger on your head.
Why do you think developers fail to comply with the contents of a planning permit?
Oh, the content, they deviate. Okay, I'm aware many of them do deviate. And there could be many reasons. Generally, some developers like to cheat. They know the law, they know the regulations, but they just feel that they can beat the law. And to me, that's insincerity. They want to cheat, they want to gain more. For instance, you're not expected to build even for all designs, you're expected to have entrance and exit, not just one entrance. And if you are doing a 3-bedroom flat, 4 unit, 2 down, 2 up, ground and first, there should be escape staircase. In other words, that's the one at the back. So if you go and remove the escape staircase because of cost, you save money, but you are risking the life of people when there is emergency. So that's why they want to save cost. And they will claim that after all we have approval. But you deviate from that approval. You have changed what was approved. So if you change a window, if a window is 900 mm. That was the one you call 3 feet by 2 feet, 600 millimeters. And you expand that window from 900, from 600 to 900, that's the width. You have deviated. You have distorted the design. That is enough to get you sanctioned. People will say, no, it's just window alone. No. If you really want to comply very well. So basically it's to cheat, is to gain more land, reduce their cost, and ultimately it doesn't show that you are sincere. You know, and that's where enforcement should come. People don't do that in other part of the world. But in Nigeria, I know they do that. You know, there's a standard for size of your room. So because they want to get approval, they present that design. And when they get to site, they change it. Minimum is 3.0 by 3.6 meters in Lagos. But they will now have a room that is less than that, maybe 12 square meters. You can have a room of 10 square meters.
Well, that's because of the high demand for accommodation in Lagos, right?
I agree, but you know, planning is about regulations. Planning cannot just allow you. I know you, if you want to build a school, you will not even mind to bring your school to the bus stop in Ikeja for accessibility. But because there is a regulation that says you need some size of land as school, school cannot be located in this place. Otherwise, you have a free-for-all town or city where anything happens. You know, even the man that want to build a supermarket, want to build a supermarket in a place that you ought not to be. Someone that want to build where do the one they drink in the night? Bar. We want to give you bar right beside a library. And planning will rationalize those things. Okay, this is complementary to this. Let's put this where they're supposed to be. So the value of planning is that everybody has a right to live in a community. We normally say you don't have unlimited right. The man that want to build a church has a right. The man that want to build a mosque has a right. Want to build a shopping mall, you have a right. I want to build a factory to manufacture a handful to produce bottled water or sachet water. I have the right. But where I put them, that's what planning do. No, you can't. Otherwise, it will be chaotic and there won't be order. So that's what planning tries to do, to regulate everybody. So that everybody can also benefit from that regulation.
Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Cable Plus Property, like our Facebook page at Cable Plus Property, and also like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Cable Plus Property. Till we come your way again, this is Cable Plus Property.